There he is, the man of the hour, and standing. Yes.
I recognise you.
What is your question?
I noticed partway through the run of Voyager, they changed the style of the spacesuit from a jumpsuit to the jacket and this sort of T-shirt type top. What was the reasoning behind that?
They did. They did.
Well, it became a sort of jacket partway through, didn't it?
I didn't have a jacket. I never had a jacket. Did I have a jacket? No, I don't think I did. Well, if anybody knows, it's you. I think just to mix it up, right? A little bit. Right, yeah. I bet 7 of 9 didn't have a jacket. Yes. How are you?
I'm very well, but I'm going to lower the tone a bit.
You're going to lower the tone?
Yes. You said yesterday that Janeway only allowed to have sex twice. Once was with Tom Paris, and the other with a hologram. Now, if she had had her choice, or if you had had your choice, who would it have been?
Of those two?
No, of the entire
Or I can
crew,
take my
anyone
pick.
that she came across.
I think, well, everybody thinks Chakotay. Right? Big, strapping Indian. Oh, that's wonderful, right? You want to know who I should have had an affair with? I should have had an affair with the doctor. At least you could carry on an interesting conversation with the doctor, you know? The others were all eye-casting. That's the way it is in life, I guess.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And good luck to you. You're a nice man. And that other chap, he's your friend, isn't he? Yeah. Hello.
So you know how I suffer.
Yes.
Okay. Yesterday you
Oh, you're the one who married that nice tall guy.
Yeah, that's
with the
right.
deep voice. I know everything about everybody in the room. And you love him very much, don't you?
Pardon?
You love him very much,
Very,
don't
very
you?
much.
That's right.
I'm a very lucky lady.
You got married in the castle.
That's right.
Next. Yeah. All right. What's your question?
Yesterday, during your talk, you obviously dislike the way the media is going with reality TV.
Yeah.
Which I do as well, very much so. Do you think that the television dumbing down syndrome that's happening at the moment is one purely driven by financial reasons, or do you think it might be driven by reasons to keep everybody busy with things that are not that much to be thought about, to not stop us asking questions about what's happening around us?
What questions do you mean, madam?
Questions about the way our lives are going, the way politicians are making decisions that appear to be consulting us, but they're not.
See, this is my point about people who go to conventions. This is exactly my point about science fiction fans. Smart. You're smart. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, I like to think I am. I'm not sure everybody who knows me would agree with that.
If people like you were running the major studios, it would be a different thing entirely. Mm-hmm. I suspect that is correct. If we can be preoccupied with mediocrity, why do we have to rise above anything in life? Very astute on your part. You should write this. You should write it and submit it, honestly, to the New York Times, and I'll sign it. Thank you. Thank you. She's got a very valid point, doesn't she? The soporific nonsense of it. You're just sort of lulled into believing that it's even remotely entertaining. It's complete garbage, right? The nanny, the mother, the hulk, the hunk, the stud, the whore, the who cares? Yes.
Okay, a couple of questions. First one, going back quite a few years, you appeared in a film, I believe it was titled Remo, Unarmed and Dangerous. When you first saw the script, did you think, God, dodging bullets, and then a few years later when The Matrix come out, do you think, oh, no, you know, damn, they've done it now, they've copied us? What was your sort of thoughts on the script of Remo
I had
itself?
neither thought.
Pardon?
At any time. No, I never made that connection. That movie was just a sort of flash in the pan. No. And I never saw The Matrix. I mean, I saw it. Wonderful movie. Thank you. Thank you.
And the second question.
Oh, there's two.
Yeah. Claudia Christian actually does a really good impersonation of you.
Who does?
Claudia Christian. Claudia Christensen? From Babylon 5. She was in Babylon 5.
She does.
Yes.
She thinks she does.
She thinks she does. Is there anybody you do, or you think you do, a good impersonation of?
Well, some people say. Hepburn's about the only one I think I've got nailed. But Garrett Wong thinks he does me beautifully. You ever seen him do me? It's pathetic, isn't it? Yeah. Thank you. He's Why don't you just come up? Yes?
I've got the question. Oh, yeah.
What?
Have you found that working in science fiction has given you the flexibility to take your character in lots of different directions that working on something like Mrs. Colombo couldn't, because it's set in reality, whereas science fiction or fantasy you can do...
No, to the contrary. I was talking to somebody earlier about this. There are inherent constraints in a character like Janeway. She's the captain. So I have to find within very strict parameters a way to deepen and to color her. And that's why I concentrated on her humanity, her empathy, her compassion, her levity. Because to go out in any kind of an extravagant way just wouldn't do. The captain must maintain control. And, you know, before I took the job, and certainly during the first season, I visited a lot of captains. They're an austere and Spartan group, you know? They're very controlled. I realized that, of course, that wouldn't sell. So I tried to endow Janeway with all the qualities that I admire without being too histrionic.
But I was thinking about the premises for various shows where it maybe put you in a certain situation where you weren't quite the normal Janeway we would know. Like the black and white episode we were just
Oh, yes, yes. Well, I got to do it then, yes.
Yeah, so I mean that working on premises like that, just the odd show, doesn't that give you a little bit more flexibility to take a character?
Well, of course it
Yeah.
does. Of course.
Right.
Because I'm essentially out of character, right? But make no mistake about Mrs. Colombo. I mean, she was a lot of things that Catherine Janeway couldn't be. Children are amazing. I can't keep my eyes off that child. She's done very well. She was painted up last night. She's waving. You were a little buccaneer last night, weren't you? In a little carriage, weren't you? Yes. Is that your dad? Is that your mom? Are you happy? Yeah. Are you happy they're your parents? No. She's a doll. Yes, yes.